Welcome to the conclusion of another highly questionable week. What do we have today, Bomani?
How y'all going to defend Draymond now, huh?
Vamos, papi.
Did last night convince you the Warriors can still get to the finals?
You know, if we were doing all that heart of a champion narrative stuff that we normally do with champions, we would do this with this Golden State Warriors team, and we talk about how they stood tall last night. They came out with energy early. They withstood some runs. They gave everything they had in order to survive. And given everything they had, still almost got them beaten. Russell Westbrook rebounding his own free throw and getting it back out to Durant could have made it a one-possession game with 30-something seconds left. Good for the Warriors that they won this game. They look like the team that won, though. They didn't look like the better team.
Last night was many things. Convincing was not one of them. Keep in mind that Oklahoma City had its worst game of the season in the paint. Its worst game of the postseason on drives to the basket. Now, part of that has to do with Golden State going big in the series. They hadn't done that, so they altered some things in the paint. But that's not probably going to continue. They're good in the paint, and they weren't yesterday. That's pretty damning going forward.
And think about this. They got a good game from Steph, their superstar. They got good games from Andrew Bogut and Mo Spates. You're supposed to really win when all three of those things happen. They barely won.
There's another point to be made here. Steph Curry, you usually have to guard him from 30 feet out. In this series, they're guarding him the way you'd guard anybody who's a three-point shooter. Just at the line, it affects the spacing of the Warriors.
Looked like the skinny guy couldn't close it out. You know,
really,
it's
Bobby?
getting a little bit tight now. It's getting a little bit tight.
He had 40 points. Really? Okay. I thought I got legitimately worried.
Yeah, that's the thing about it. You can't joke like that when it might be real.
I mean, he was turning the color of his shirt.
How should Steph Curry feel about Westbrook's thoughts on his defense?
I loved this sound so much because Kevin Durant's answer was great, and he was just echoing the way that Russell was behaving when he was asked, is Steph underrated as a defender?
Do you think that he's underrated as a defender?
I mean, getting steals, I don't know if that's just that's a part of playing defense, but you know, he's pretty good, but he doesn't guard the best point guards. He moves his feet pretty well. He's good with his hands, but I like our matchup with him guarding Russ.
Steph got laughed at by a dude wearing a leather shirt and a leather hat worn backwards with an adjustable strap. Neither here nor there, though. Here's what's interesting about this. Steph Curry, when guarding Russell Westbrook, is holding him to 8 for 25 shooting. Initially, my thought was, well, how many times did you watch that and think, man, Steph forced a shot on Russell Westbrook? But B-Ball Breakdown had a good link on Twitter with all the possessions where Russell Westbrook was being guarded by Steph Curry, every point, every assist, every turnover. He's done a decent job on Russell Westbrook. In large part because he's got all the help in the world, and that help does affect things for the rest of their defense. So, no, Steph maybe is a better defender than you think, but he ain't going at it alone.
I really don't think that there is any guarding of Russell Westbrook in the history of time. I think he will get his shot wherever and whenever he wants it, and either he makes it or he doesn't, and you're at the whims and mercies of his fearlessness and his recklessness. He's going to shoot 40%, but he's going to get whatever he wants. I will say this, though. He's not going to give anyone, not anyone, public credit on anything. You will never hear Russell Westbrook say, yes, this guy is great at anything. Westbrook doesn't do it that way.
Well, you know, Westbrook, he acted like he had a bunch of rings. He's ringless. He got nothing. At least Steph Curry got one. You know, Steph, what you should do? You should show Westbrook the finger when you have the ring. That one there. That's the one that got the ring on.
But that's not your ring finger.
Does the NBA need to tell Draymond Green to cut out the kicking?
All right, the NBA enabled Draymond Green when they did not suspend him for kicking Steven Adams in the inseam. They did give him a flagrant 2, and they said, hey, sometimes guys flail, and that one went a little bit too far. Well, what does kicking somebody in the face do, huh? Oh, that's Durant. He got him first with that kick.
That's in the shoulder. You got another one there you can show us? Yep, here we go.
Yeah, that's him kicking Andre Roberson in the face. Well, not in the face, because I think.
Yeah, sort of. Close enough.
Yeah.
That's Westbrook.
I mean, what are you going to do? Like, you can't keep doing this. I imagine at the end of the season, there's going to have to be some macro-level decision to stop this from happening. Because if we're going to be honest, even if he doesn't kick somebody in the face, it's a matter of time before a fight doesn't start over that.
He is saying you can't keep doing this, but he's pointing out correctly that it's going to have to wait till the offseason because this is the problem in establishing precedents. You've already said that it's okay, and your justification for saying it's okay is that he always does it. You went to the tape, and he continues to always do it. I'm just looking forward to a Game 7 where he goes ahead and escalates to crane kicks, drop kicks, chorus line kicks, because he's going to break it all. That's winner take all. We're going to have a lot of different kind of kicking.
Are the Rockets making a mistake by hiring Mike D'Antoni?
This is a curious one. Not merely because you're hiring somebody who looks like the Pringles guy, but they were very good at offense before this. They were top 10 in the league. Their problem is defense. He's not very good at coaching defense. You're probably going to run Dwight Howard off because he coached him in Los Angeles. And, oh, by the way, it's been about 10 years since D'Antoni had success in this league. What are the positives exactly?
Well, that depends on how you look at it. A positive you might get out of this, if you're a Rockets fan, you might finally get yourself a new general manager, because this is the kind of decision that gets general managers fired. And if Daryl Morey thinks that Mike D'Antoni's the guy to come fix a team whose biggest problem is we don't play defense, then Daryl Morey should be fired.
Are you kidding me? Dwight Howard is now saying, oh, not again, D'Antoni?
Yeah, I mean,
one more time?
Why didn't you hire Van Gundy?
Yeah, why don't you make Kobe Bryant an assistant coach?
Yeah, trade for Kobe.
How would sports in America change if Mark Cuban got his wish and sport gambling were legalized?
This is an interesting question. I look forward to seeing it. I think that sports will end up being more fun for a lot of people, and the coverage of sports is going to end up looking a lot different with a lot of bad beat stories and those analytics that so many of you object to. I'd like to see point spreads with my sports coverage. I'd like, in Do You Question, to have nothing but bad beat stories where you watch and you look and you laugh and you cry because somebody had the -4 and a late bucket beat them.
Yeah, but how much are things actually going to change? This is like in Colorado. How much did life actually change when they legalized the weed that people were already smoking, right? People are gambling all over the place right now. Where the money goes might be different, and I do think it'll have a media effect because you will see people being more sincere about how much of our coverage is steered toward gambling. But here's the dirty secret. A lot of our coverage already is steered toward gambling.
Gambling in sports is not legalized? Oh, I bet at it all the time. So do you mean? I thought that's right. I thought that was legal.
Juanito told you a story.
Ring,
Yeah,
ring.
here we go. Uh-oh, wait a minute.
Hey, Juanito, I gotta be more careful now. Placing my bets. Yeah, I heard that this is not legalized yet. Eh? You knew that all the time. You didn't say anything. You tried to get me in trouble, Juanito. That's not right. I thought you were on my side.
Okay, bye-bye.
The first step: stop making bets on national television.
Why would his bookie be on his side?
Coming up next on my son's TV show, we talk to Don Cheadle. Can you teach me how to do a British accent like the one you did in Ocean 11?
Oh, his is pretty bad. He needs some help. His is really bad. Can you help him? Because his is the worst.
We'll trade accents.
My son's TV show is presented by Modelo Especial, brewed with a fighting spirit since 1925. Brought to you by Modelo Especial. Joining us at the beach today is Don Cheadle.
You know Don. He's an actor. He also stars in House of Lies, which airs Sundays at 9 p.m. on Showtime. Also follow him on Twitter at @IamDonCheadle. Let's talk to him a bit.
What would you identify as your most difficult period in acting, whether it be because you were doubting yourself or because you were doubting others?
No, it was that. There's always going to be a period of time for most actors anyway, where even the successful ones, where we're just conditioned to believe every time we are finished with a project, that's it. We're never going to work again. So it's a sort of a sine wave that we go through that a bunch of times. But I think right out of school, before I ever started working, and was probably heard no 500 times before I ever heard a yes. There were definitely times when I started questioning if this was the right move. And I remember talking to my mom about it and her saying, well, look, this is what you've been doing since you were 10 years old. If you want to do it, just go for it and keep at it.
During the time that you were getting the 500 no's, what did the rest of your life look like?
A lot of basketball, a lot of Haagen-Dazs, I was just hanging out with my friends. We all sort of came out of Cal Arts together, and we moved into LA together. And we all kind of lived in this, area really close to each other. And we would bum rush auditions and take each other to each other's auditions. And then one of us would get a job, and all of us would eat off of that job. And then it was kind of like feast or famine. That just was the way it was for many years.
Oh, so it was actually a pack? Somebody would get an acting job and then pay for everybody else, take care of everybody else?
Yeah, we kind of had that kind of relationship where we would bum rush these auditions together. If I had an audition, I would say, oh, you got to see my friend, and and he'd go in, and he'd go, hey, I got another friend, you got to see him, And these casting directors would say, you realize if he gets the job, you're not going to get the job, right? We'd say, yeah, but we're all going to share the money. So one of us has to get the job, So we kind of supported each other, and it was kind of a comfortable way to move into LA and move into the business, and it wasn't so cutthroat for us.
So those are friendships that remain today, I would imagine, if they were formed during that, right? Are you the
some
one
of
that has
them.
emerged with the most success? Are you the one
Probably,
who's got?
yeah, for sure, definitely, yeah.
You got people still asking you for money from that group? You still asking?
I was about to say, there's got to be one who wasn't earning his keep, right? One y'all kept dragging auditions.
You remember that deal we made 20 years ago? Let's go, Chino.
No, people have moved on and found other careers and their parents and have other lives now, and that was a really cool way to live for a minute. But everyone's moved on, and we're all doing different things now.
Last time you were on with us, you told us a great prank story involving George Clooney and Matt Damon. What do you got for us? You got anything new for us? Any fresh material on pranking one of those guys?
They're all so boring now, Clooney's married, and, he's got a model citizen, model wife, and it's kind of disgusting that he's sort of dropped off the prank train. I would love to get him back on there at some point, but he's a good guy now. It's disgusting.
I mean, he is. He's so mature, so in love, too, in a way that's super syrupy, right? Like, it's a little, it's a bit much,
sick.
all of it.
Makes me sick
I know.
to my stomach.
Y'all sound like haters. Like both of you. You don't sound like haters.
It's just so syrupy. Let's go, Clooney. We got it.
Yeah,
30 years of
everything's
single,
amazing
and
now. Your life is great, fantastic. You live in a castle in England. Relax.
So how are you? I mean, you know what I mean? Like, you're going to do that to Clooney. Like, you straight? You good?
I'm good.
Do you have any role that you have taken that someone in your family makes fun of you for? The kids, your wife, any your friends, any one role that you've done that you still get mocked by somebody about?
No, people like to go in on me for my accent in Ocean's 11, but not friends, but, just anybody on the street, They just love to. I was in London for the BAFTAs, and I remember it would be street to street. Somebody would come up to me and go, oh, man, that was a great role, and the next street, someone would literally cross 3 lanes of traffic to come over and tell me, don't ever do that again. And that was a terrible accent, and you're the worst. So, it's just people feel like they have a right to just say whatever they want to, and I guess they do.
Can you give us a role that you should have had or would have had or could have had that would have changed the way that we view that movie? That if you had been in that role, we'd be like, oh, wow, I remember that character.
Well, I think if I was sitting in Bomani's chair, the show would look a little different.
Yeah. It would also be on a different channel, like public access.
Wow.
I'm not sure that you guys would be here.
He doesn't think you've got the
support.
support.
You got to be out.
I want to do the Bomani Jones story. I want to do it.
Why don't you want to do the Dan Levitard, right? We can change the whole game right here. Instead, you go play, see, barrel. One come out, one come right back down, man.
Yeah.
See how it goes.
Don, Boppy's got something for you. What do you got, Boppy?
Don, can you teach me how to do a British accent like the one you did in Ocean 11?
Oh, his is pretty bad. He needs some help. His is really bad. Can you help him? Because his is the worst.
We'll trade accents.
Go ahead. You trade. Watch.
First
Go ahead.
you
He
go.
wants to see yours. He wants to see
Do your
yours.
British accent.
Hey, mate, listen, I'm really tired. I gotta go for a nap now.
Right,
But
it's
before
terrible.
I go for a
No.
nap, can you?
No,
Cheers, mate, cheers.
Now do it for real, though. Really, now do it for real.
No, that's it. That's it. No, it's terrible. Give him. Help him. Help him.
I'm gonna do mine now. Okay.
Help him. Help him.
I'm really tired. I have to go to bed now. My feet hurt. My pink shirt.
No. You're
That
just
wasn't
doing
good?
my
I
father's.
see why people were crossing the street to say something to you about
Now
that.
you see why I get this. Now you see why I
Yeah.
get this all the time. That was terrible, right?
He
don't
wasn't
remember
gonna
how to do it.
perform for us. I don't blame you. That is the worst. Both of you are the worst. Thank you for being on with us, Don. We appreciate it.
Appreciate it. It's good seeing you guys.
Gracias, Don, gracias.
De nada.
highly questionable, is broadcast from the Clevelander Hotel on beautiful South Beach, Miami. One summer, 10 years later, still don't know. Shut up, my Homer. But I bend, I don't break, I don't ask, I take. Black glove and black tape, and it is my first date. What? My son's TV show is presented by Modelo Especial, brewed with a fighting spirit since 1925. Time to play the game that is partying hard this weekend. Do you question?
You give us topics and events, and we start like it was going to be see or no, because I thought we were about to do the see or no thing.
Do you question if Nihar is violating the unwritten rules of his game?
A lot of people got caught up in the spelling bee last night. Nihar is one of your champions. They had co-champions. There was a tie, which seems slightly unsatisfying, but here's Nihar in the background.
Dratar.
Dratar.
Inside 30 seconds.
Dratar. Dratar.
Condescending. Yes, look at that shame. Oh, judgment.
Yeah.
Casting slow motion judgment.
Yeah, I mean, that's kind of unfortunate there for Nihar, because if he's not on camera right there, we don't think that this is ridiculous. I imagine that these kids judge the hell out of each other all the time because, I mean, they're spelling champions. But did you see when Nihar and the young man sat down next to him and Nihar started clapping like this close to his face? That was the unwritten rule that he violated. That's not a spelling bee rule. That's a general rule, and the general rule is you better get your hands out of my face.
That was nothing. He left him hanging at the end there.
Oh, yeah, they're co-champions, by the way.
GELLSCHAFT Gazelle Show. That is correct.
Look at that. They're happy. Oh, he's happy. Oh, left it. Oh, dear Lord.
Oh, yo.
Oh, come on, Nihar.
Hey, but shout out to whoever's there in the pink. Are they actually related to him, by the way? Was that actually his family, or did he just get snatched up by somebody really nice and saw he had been left hanging?
Nihar.
Time to play the game that smokes 40 a day. See? Or no?
Tell us what's on television tonight. We'll tell you if we're intrigued.
Dollars or units?
On ESPN 3, the ACC baseball tournament.
No, but this is an excuse for Bomani to enjoy something. We're going to send Bomani into the weekend.
I see where this is going, and I hate it because I'm already laughing because I hate what you're going to try to do.
No. It is stunting. It is swagger. It's University of Miami baseball.
Oh, I thought somebody was going to get hit in the inseam.
Look at the bat flip. Look at this from another angle. Edgar Michelangeli. Woo!
For sure, but my goodness. It's a moment.
Yeah.
And then he flipped it.
And it would have gone higher if the bat wasn't so heavy. The aluminum bat is heavier. Is it heavier? It might not be heavier. It might be the same weight. Whatever. Bomani, are you intrigued?
Not really intrigued, but shout out to the beautiful Bull City of Durham, North Carolina, which is hosting this tournament. I can also only imagine what NC.
See, I'm very intrigued, but listen, I think that the pitcher was confused. I thought that the pitcher thought that was defense. What kind of pitcher is that?
Let me see. Did the pitcher think it was a pop-up?
Yeah, look at that. He thought it was a pop-up. Are you kidding me?
That's a good eye, Poppy.
That's also how you play it off. Pop-up, guys. Pop-up. By the time anybody realizes what happened, we're starting a new at-bat. Like, is that a new batter? What happened?
Good catch, Poppy.
He went off the ball.
I know. I mean, one of the people in that transaction really knew how far he had hit the ball. The other one seems really confused.
On NBC, caught on camera with Nick Cannon.
Okay, I was told that this guy is a Vine sensation and he's a Frisbee performer. I'm not eager to see where this goes.
Is he a dog?
I started making YouTube videos on tutorials, and someone was like, dude, you need to make a trick shot video.
Brody records his Frisbee feats and throws the videos on Vine.
Vine has allowed me to reach out to a whole new audience that I never had the ability to.
But with each tough toss Brody pulls off, comes the pressure to keep up in his game.
The over the stadium shot, that one, there's a little bit more work involved because I have to figure out, okay, what's the perfect throw, what's the wind doing, and then once you got it, lock and load, money in the bank, shorty what you drank, easy money.
This is the bat shot.
The baseball bat shot. It was definitely the hardest trick shot I've ever made. Oh, yeah! For trick shot, you definitely need to have the 3 Ps. Positive, patience, and good under pressure.
I'd like to see that last one again, the failed clips on the last one where she just gets hit in the face. Bomani, are you intrigued?
No, not really. Though I will say, what happens when people don't feel like they can get a good job with a college degree? You figure, hey, I'll just spend all my time throwing frisbees around until I get really good at it.
Poppy, are you done humming? And do you want to tell us your level of intrigue?
I'm telling you something. I've been very impressed. I've been very impressed with that frisky thrower. You know, I'm telling you something. The next thing I'm going to see is he's pitching in a baseball game, throwing a frisky to the batters. You know, that's what I like to see. You know, and they're swinging and missing at the frisky.
Yeah, that's what I got to start telling them, man. I'm out here slinging that frisky.
This is a sports show, isn't it?
Yes. That's.
But it's called a frisbee, Poppy.
Frisbee. Okay. Frisbee. Okay. Frisky.
Frisky's totally different.
That was close. Frisbee. Frisky.
Yet oh so far.
That's all the time we have for today. Thank you for watching.
Have a good weekend. We'll talk to you on Tuesday.
Gracias. See you on martes.
Martes.
All right, we're good.
What just happened? Were you humming to yourself?
Yeah, I was trying to figure out what was going on.